Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Tech Talk. I am Service Manager Derek. With me, as always, is Phil and
Chris.
All right, very exciting. If you notice, I said this week's edition. We have had so much positive response from you out there, and I had so much fun doing it. We're actually going to do it weekly with this thing. So keep your questions coming in. Let us know what's going on out there. Give us your feedback, your questions on what's happening. Speaking of questions, we will address our first question of this week, which is, Phil?
Favorite new 2024 color?
Favorite color, I'm assuming, of the new 24 Harley motorcycles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are some new colors.
Absolutely.
Speak up.
You guys go first.
I like the new, I don't know the technical name of it, but the new CVO Roguelite ST. The pearl white they got.
I think it's white onyx.
White onyx.
It is. I like
a good color.
It's a good
I
color.
like a good pearl.
Sorry,
white.
that was the voice. I didn't introduce the voice. It's what?
Gold white
Gold
pearl.
white pearl.
I like a good white pearl.
Okay, well that's fair.
That's good. I'm gonna go with, of course, the Pan America, the green.
The green. Have you seen it in person?
I haven't seen it in person.
Okay, well
which is unfortunate.
We got one coming though.
Yeah,
we got one coming. But that green color, we haven't had a green bike in quite a while.
I believe
the red new Pan Am color looks pretty good.
I believe it's Alpine green.
Alpine green.
Because it looks like a tree.
And then the paint scheme that they have on there.
The new.
You guys are gonna think I'm weird.
We generally do.
Yeah. I'm kind of digging just the base gray.
Oh.
And I'm not a fan.
I know. Well, and most people, some folks are upset because base used to be black. Base is now the gray. I just think it's like a just good, like, everyday uses. The gray chrome new Road Glide Street Glide is like, gets me in the door for riding that bike, and it's just a good, solid color that I think will last forever.
It was interesting 15 years ago when Audi did it.
What?
Now it's just, to me, and I'm sorry, it looks like primer with
So
Psycho.
you want another black Harley? I mean, come on.
I prefer vivid black over the gray.
It's the same thing over and over. Now, the burst blue, if you want, okay, I'll go burst blue.
The burst blue is
on
nice.
the street glides. That's a good color.
I'm not a fan of the sharp.
I'm actually really excited to see that maybe on. They supposedly we had a trike coming in on it, which would be a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
burst
there's-
blue.
That's a lot.
It is a good blue though.
It is, and so okay, okay. Financially, I like the gray, but I do dig the burst blue.
The burst blue is pretty good. I do dig the shark. What is it? The shark
Skin
skin
soup.
Shark skin. What is it?
Shark.
It's something like that.
It's something
shark skin blue.
Yeah.
That is an interesting color for me. Not on others.
Not when there's a lot of it. So you don't do.
I kind of dug it on the ST,
tails
the lowrider
and
ST. I thought it was
ST. Not a fan of the red primer.
I just like we're calling it primer now.
I think it's like red rock or red clay or something like that.
Just not a true fan of that.
We have an ST with it on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Certain lights it's kind of got a brown tint.
Yeah.
It's a good bike out in the sun.
It's almost like a root beer color that they tried to
Which
do.
is funny because if you look at the images of it, it's kind of vastly different.
It looks
than what
better
it
on the
like.
computer
It
than it
does
does in person.
It just
in my
looks
opinion.
different on the computer, but yeah, I don't know if I'm digging that.
Well, it's all personal.
Yeah, it is.
all personal opinion.
And if you can see color,
That's
unfortunately, this may all be gray. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see the CVO Pan America with their new paint scheme. I think that would be pretty.
Yeah, that brings up a whole other subject.
I know.
CVO Pan America. But you guys answered that. So, okay. Well, we're already rolling into our topic. Our topic this week is going to be the new 24 bikes. We've had time to play with them now. We've been riding them. We've been seeing them. Hopefully, you out there have seen those as well. We've had our opinions on them. I'm digging the new touring bike for sure. But yes, the dreaded Pan America CVO that I've been watching.
Not dreaded.
I know. People have been blasting it because why would you want a fancy paint job? It's not a fancy paint job bike. It has some cool features. But what did you discover?
What Phil discovered.
So I went onto Harley Davidson's website and built a stock Pan America S, and it's only about a $500 difference if you're planning on putting all those parts and accessories.
So you get all that stuff on, and that you actually get the cooler little seat. You get the red-ish, orange-red
The
subframe,
engine guards and
yeah.
stuff.
And the paint job is not. It's got like the logo on the side,
number one
but
on
it's
the
not like a
side.
metal flake.
No,
crazy
it's
thing.
just a little bit nicer, and for $500,
They're basically setting you up with all the accessories that you're going to get on the bike anyway.
Go
And
on anyway.
you were just pricing it price for the
No
parts,
labor.
right?
No labor.
Yeah,
exactly.
so you're actually ahead of the game if you were having the. So I'm just putting it out there. I know it's been taking some hits because why would you want a fancy off-road bike? But it's actually just a well-equipped off-road bike that happens to have some cool little add-on
And
visuals.
I don't know if this will count in the adventure touring world, but CVOs tend to hold their value a little better
Yeah,
when it comes to trade-in or resale than the same bike that's not a CVO. Whether it works, if you ragged out CVO, it's probably not going to be. But
and underneath it's the same. Everything's the same under there.
Everything's
And
the same.
if you don't know already, the 24 Pan Americas actually got the bumped up battery. It's now running a Softail size battery, which is why your skid plates now are upgraded. They don't retrofit to the 23 and earlier models, and it's got the bigger stator for bigger charging output, especially at idle. Which so that's answering some of the starting and electrical.
and if you're running a lot of, even in the north in particular, heated accessories and cell phones and GPS and all these additional
But
accessories.
then if you really look at all the Pan Americas, I mean, what would you ride off road and not be mad that you scratched?
Yeah,
I mean, any one of them. I mean, you got the blue, the yellow.
you don't want to tear up your
You don't
bike.
want to tear up or scratch your bike, but it's
But
an
it
off-road bike and it happens.
And then you get to make a really cool story as to how it happened. Not that you dropped it at the Circle K parking lot, but that you were bombing through the Rockies and you lost it in some,
And then the spin out.
yeah,
and the dirt
man, I
and-
flipped it, not blah blah. Oh, the camera broke. I don't have,
I don't have to play.
Yeah. So, as far as the other new bikes coming out, the touring obviously is the big change. Well,
new screen with the tour.
Yeah.
The big infotainment system.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
really like
cool.
that.
which we've now played with and got the Apple CarPlay to work, which was kind of cool.
GPS pops up and you
On the
still have
CVOs.
on the
You got to add that to the
CVO,
standard.
the only one that comes standard with the GPS.
Yes,
You
you gotta add it to
subscription based, I think, for
and it's really neat because the map pops up in between your
Which is cool.
speedometer.
speedometer and tachometer, which I
And
think is pretty neat.
Yeah. And I kind of dig the street light, the drawer. I know that's
Yeah,
so stupid
it
and
is.
silly, but that big drawer where you
Well,
put
your phone's out of the
any
way,
size
it's down
phone you
there.
have and put it in there.
So we have a question.
Oh, we have a question. Well, please ask away.
Do you think the CVO ST can handle any upgrades such as stage kits?
Well, so that bike, as of right now, as I know it, has the Stage 2 new 511 cam in it from Harley. You can actually put that cam in the regular 117s. The bonus of the ST CVO is it's got the 511 in it already, and it's a 121 cubic inch, so it's
And
making
it's
a big
upgraded
power.
shock.
So can it handle it? Absolutely. Is there more available? Not yet,
Not yet.
but there will be.
And it is the only one of the CVOs that's not variable valve timing.
Correct.
So,
And
even
so-
though it looks like it might be, it doesn't.
And I've been going
It's not.
back and forth on that because I rode the VVTs and on the 23 CVOs, and that motor, man, it's got a bottom end and a top
It's
end.
fun.
It is fun to
It
ride.
picks up, it
so
goes.
you set up the
I
ST,
set up
right?
the
So what did
ST.
you notice when you rode it? Anything different?
I mean, besides riding the 121, no, not really.
Okay.
Between the
But you weren't flogging a
but I
brand new
wasn't
bike. either.
flogging a brand new bike. But
Yeah.
I mean, it picks up and goes, and it wants to go.
And it's light, and the suspension is nice. I mean, some of the other upgrades they did on that,
Yeah.
with some of the polymer stuff and just weight reduction in general, and
It's
making that,
It's a track ready bike.
it kind of seems that way.
Pressed carbon fiber.
Yeah,
And-
I mean,
yeah,
it's-
it's just
they
a fiber.
they made power through saving weight, and it's a top end type of bike. So
Yeah, you have to ride that
so
bike
can you do
differently.
more to it? Right now, there's not much to do to it. In the future, absolutely. I mean, the Milwaukee power plant's got options and things to do. I think they've set this
And-
thing up to do a lot more.
Speaking of color, so the ST does come with the pressed carbon fiber.
Yeah.
So it's not your traditional weave, but the pressed carbon
Yeah, I
fiber.
thought it was
supposed
a
to be-
camouflage wrap.
It,
when I
it
first
does look a
saw
little.
it.
It does have a camo effect to it, but that's what it's supposed to look
And
like.
it's supposed to be stronger than the weave. So
But if you had option of new CVO Road Glide or CVO Road Glide ST, which has the upgraded suspension, all the race components, the other one's the VVT with all the fancy stuff and the heated grips.
and the
As
radio
your
and the
daily
stereo.
rider,
Not racing it, I'd go with the regular CVO.
would you really?
I would.
See, I think I'm leaning that way too. But
See,
I'm
no,
kind of a
see, I'm the
weirdo.
ST because I like to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is when we looked it up, and I could be wrong, but the ST is cheaper than the.
It might be, and
because it just has less stuff on it.
and it makes more torque.
And it makes more torque.
And it spins higher. It's got a higher rev.
Yeah, you gotta retrain yourself how to ride that bike because it likes a higher RPM.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. I know it probably doesn't, but thank you for the question. If there's any other questions on it, please ask. Yeah, I think if you were going to a racetrack, really want to track
it would be the bike I'd take to the track for
the
sure.
ST platform to do it.
That's
Or
the new mode on the ST as well. Is
Yeah.
that there is a track mode. Now, granted, I haven't really played with it too much.
we will as they get
But-
miles on them
Exactly.
and try them out. It's but the suspension's very nice. And now that Harley's partnered with Olin's Oleans, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Like
Well, and
the Olin stuff, they got front and rear.
But I think that ST, I think it's on show.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
They
it's
can
on
show
show.
Even with the piggybacks, I thought it was.
It's a
Ooh,
show.
I didn't realize that. So, well, that's great. That's good news. There's the new bikes are fun. We enjoy riding them. I'm really hopeful for them. I think the price point's pretty good on them.
Price point to start with the gray ones.
Yeah, if you're assuming that these are all more expensive than the old bikes, you might be surprised. So, I'd recommend you get to a dealership and test ride some. I've been having fun with them. Some of the new accessories out of the P&A catalog, kind of fun. The lower seats, things like that.
For those of you wanting to do things, the wheels don't transfer from 23 to 24.
Nope, we found that out.
So far, we've found that out.
Handlebars, no.
Handlebars,
They are
no.
new bikes.
The
So we
grips
gotta treat them as such.
on touring bikes,
Definitely
completely new for
different.
24.
Yep.
So just be aware when you're
You're starting
shopping.
from scratch, and you can add the color match tour packs. Which, by the way, we had to order a color match tour pack for one that got purchased, and it was here the next day.
It
So they
was
had
here in like
some
3
on the
days.
shelf. It was incredibly quick for painting and stuff. So some of these have them ready to go.
So get yourself down to a dealership, take one for a test ride,
Absolutely.
and test it out for yourself.
I think that's enough Harley commercial for today. We're just excited about the 24s, and we've been playing with them. So if you got any more questions about the 24s or any of the Harley line, please shoot them in here. Keep your questions coming. Keep asking what you want to know out there, and we'll talk. We're under attack over there, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Subscribe and follow. Thanks.